Welcome to this episode of Steve Lags Unfiltered. I got a great topic. This one here is for all you business owners or someone thinking about starting business. The top 3 things you need to know to start a successful business. Let's go.
Get ready to be inspired like never before. Never before. And now, without further ado, here's your host, Steve Lags.
So here are some stats. If you're going to start a business or if you're already in business, I want to give you some context. 97% of businesses fail in the first 10 years, and only less than 1% of businesses ever exceed $10 million in revenue. So now when you're starting a business, understanding the odds are really important. And now we can ask ourselves, what are the people doing that succeed versus the ones that are not? I'm going to share the top 3 tips that you need to know in order to start a successful business. And the overwhelming theme of all of this is when you start a business, you're a subject matter expert, you have some type of expertise, and there's different reasons why we get into business. We start a business, but you need to acknowledge and accept the fact that you are going to need to learn and develop yourself as a business owner and acquire those skills. And the only way you're going to acquire those skills efficiently and effectively, well, there's 2 ways. It's trial and error, or you take the initiative and you go find the information, make the investments in yourself and get that information. So here we're talking about the top 3 things that you need to know to start a business that's going to be successful. First key component to successfully starting a business, number 1, is keep the main thing the main thing. Seems really simple, but let me outline this here for you and explain a little bit about why it is so important of keeping the main thing the main thing. Now, before you start and begin spending meaningful time and energy on other businesses, on other investments, you need to get that business dialed in. Otherwise, it's just a distraction. If you don't get your main thing working great, everything else is going to be a distraction. You're going to get nothing working great. The 4 key areas that you need to get dialed in here is people development, expansion and operations. It's your financial modeling and also reporting, and sales and marketing. Now, what's this look like when it's dialed in? So first, people development. Now, that's about your culture. You have a strong culture in your organization. You have your hiring process dialed in where you can effectively attract, hire, train, and retain amazing people in your organization. People are winning in your organization. It's not just your business is winning, but you've learned how to align their goals with the goal of the business and the goal of your clients. And you have strong leadership developed in your business. That's what it looks like when you have people development dialed in your business. Secondly, operationally. What does it look like when your organization is operationally dialed in? Well, number 1, systems and processes are created and they're documented, they're in writing, and there's a tremendous amount of accountability and discipline to following those documented processes in the organization so that it's scalable and there's a consistent experience for your clients. There's consistency within your organization of how your employees are operating, and that allows you to measure, take metrics, KPIs. You have a lot of data, and you can measure the results of when you optimize a process, whether that worked or didn't work, where you get better results or the results were worse. That's what it looks like when you're operationally dialed in. You're really preparing your business to be scalable. Now, financially, what does it look like when you're financially dialed in your organization? Well, number 1, you're consistently profitable. It's not like, hey, I have a profitable month this month, and then next month I lose money, and then I make a little bit of money the next month, and then I lose money for 2 months. That's not consistently profitable. Month after month, we are making healthy profit in our organization. My financial books are in order. At any moment, I could look at my financial books and they're up to date. Maybe there's some invoices that haven't come in yet and we're just still waiting for them. But I can at any moment take a snapshot in my organization and see the financial health of my organization because my books are in order. My cash flow in my business is consistent and I can predict my cash flow. That's basically cash flow is how much cash I have in the business, how it's coming in. I have cash reserves in the business. There's cash in the bank in my business as a reserve in case something unpredictable goes wrong and you just never know. Hey, COVID happened, and if you didn't have cash reserves, you were really struggling, and thank God the government bailed you out. But healthy businesses were in a great spot there, and they were able to handle that. Your balance sheet is healthy. And you're able to accurately financially forecast your business over a 12-month period and over a 3-5-year period. Now, cash flow is the most important thing in your business. That is the bloodline of your business. And I would also strongly encourage any business owner in the first year. It does not take a lot of time and effort. It is not that complicated. One financial skill you need to learn is number one, learn to read your books. You need to be able to read your financials. And what that really comes down to is I want to be able to print my balance sheet and be able to interpret the balance sheet, know what the numbers mean, and be able to compare that balance sheet to what I expected it to be based on my forecast, what it was the previous period, what I can predict it's going to be the next period. I want to be able to understand my balance sheet. That is something that I learned early in my career. I would look at, and when in the earlier days of my business, I was looking at that P&L almost every single day. Also learn to read your balance sheet. Now, the balance sheet is going to be your assets and liabilities. You've got to understand where the money is tied up in the organization. Where are my assets tied up in my organizations? Where are the liabilities in my organization? What do my liabilities look like? I need to understand how to read a balance sheet. And when I can read a balance sheet, I can really understand the value of my business. So that is really important to be able to read your financials, that they're up to date and that I can read them. That's a non-negotiable for me as a business owner because I'm going to trust certain people for those responsibilities, but I need to be able to inspect what I expect. And if I can't inspect financials for my own business to make sure that's what I expect from the accounting team, I'm in a lot of trouble. Now, I don't need to be able to do a tax return. You know, you have a CPA professional that's going to advise you, give you the tax advice you need and help you file your tax returns. And the truth of the matter is, when your business gets a little bit larger, you're going to have a tax return that's 200, 300 pages, and you're probably going to be wondering what the hell all this is, and you're going to be trusting a really great qualified CPA. So make sure you have one of those so that you can not get yourself and your business in trouble. Now, sales and marketing here. What does sales and marketing look like when it's dialed in? Well, first of all, in your organization, you've got to have a great value proposition. If you don't have a great value proposition that's going to differentiate yourself from the rest of the market, and you're just simply another commodity with nothing, no real value, no additional service that's being offered, it is going to be extremely challenging. So you've got to have a great value proposition. What's different about you guys? Why should we buy from you? What is unique about you guys that is so valuable? Marketing has to have an effective marketing strategy in order for your sales and marketing to be dialed in. And that marketing strategy does not only bring new clients in. So we have something called flow, conversion, and retention. Marketing is responsible for the entire client journey. So the flow is bringing new leads in. Marketing needs to be able to help us convert those leads into customers. And marketing needs to also take ownership of nurturing and retaining those clients. So when marketing is dialed in, they are having success. We're bringing new leads in, helping us increase our conversion percentage, and helping the organization retain our clients. Now, sales getting dialed in. If we don't make a sale, we're in a lot of trouble, right? You, as the business owner, can't be the best salesperson in the company. If you are the only salesperson in the company, you cannot your company's sales strategy is not dialed in because you haven't been able to duplicate yourself, and the business is key man dependent on you. And you shouldn't be distracted from your business because you haven't been able to duplicate yourself to strengthen that business. So anything else you do outside of that, you're not keeping the main thing, is a big distraction. So what does dialed in sales look like? Well, we've got sales systems and processes. We have sales scripts created that are proven and work, and our salespeople are trained on them and they follow those sales scripts. We have deal pipelines created, so we have visibility of all the deals in our pipeline. Everybody in your sales team knows how to put a deal in the pipeline. That is really critical for you to have your sales and marketing dialed in. Now, the second major factor here that you need to get dialed in when you start a business is your resilience as a business owner. Because if you think you just signed up for something that's going to be easier than what you left, you are going to be in for a big surprise. I can promise you that your resilience is going to be tested to the limits when you're a business owner, and you will never arrive. You will never run out of moments that will test your resilience. So my advice to any business owner that when they start a business, or if you're an existing business owner, you need to work on your personal development so that you can increase your resilience. And remember, there's a difference between perseverance and resilience. Persevering is just simply surviving it and getting through it. Resilience is even though you had a setback or some traumatic event or some really unfortunate event that happened, that you still maintain your happiness and things, you still realize everything's going to be great, and I'm still going to move forward, and we're going to grow through this. And this is really an opportunity right now. Someone that lacks resilience will look at it as a huge problem, and somebody with incredible resilience will look at it as an amazing opportunity. And to the extent you're doing that, you'll know how resilient you are. And why is that so important? If you have family and friends in your life, and you run a business and you're not resilient, your personal life is going to suffer tremendously because your business is going to control your life because you're lacking resilience. And you're going to bring that home to your family and your friends, and it's going to affect all your personal relationships. Even further, in order for you to lead people effectively, they got to look at you when something goes wrong and see it in your eyes that you truly believe that everything is going to work out. And this is just truly an opportunity for us to overcome and get better and to learn from. And while, hey, you know what? It's not, we prefer this not to happen. It happened, and let's move forward. And so you're going to demonstrate what it looks like, and then they're going to be more likely to follow you. Because if you lack resilience and you're, oh my God, it's just so stressed out, and this is what your people see, they're going to lose faith in you. Why would they ever want to follow you and be like you? Because you look like you're freaking miserable. They never want to be anything like you, so you're not going to influence them. Then your kids are going to be looking at your home like, oh, dad's always so stressed out. Why is dad so miserable? And then your husband or your wife is going to be unhappy and be trying to like, what's going on? Why are you so miserable? Why are you bringing work? And it's going to create all these problems. So bottom line is, second factor is work on your resilience. And I can promise you, every level brings new challenges. You'll never arrive. So don't think that, well, hey, once I solve this, it's going to be so easy. No, because it's going to be, look, you're never going to run out of problems in life. You just want new problems. You just don't want your old problems. New problems they're going to be bigger as you grow your business, and they're going to require greater levels of resilience because the problems will be more challenging, and it'll be more challenging to see the opportunity as they get bigger. Okay, number 3, that is get aligned with your spouse. So if you are in a relationship, whether you're dating somebody and it's serious and you're married, you need to get aligned with your spouse before you move forward here. Because if you don't get aligned with your spouse, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. There's going to be a lot of struggle, and you're going to have this tug of war between you and your spouse. So how do you get on the same page? Well, if I'm going to start this journey, or maybe I already started this journey and we're not aligned, we need to sit down and say, hey, let's get 100% clear on why we are doing this. Like what is the purpose of this business? What are we looking to get out of this experience and this journey with this business? It always starts with why. We need to get aligned on the why. And then, all right, and what is our target? Like, what are our goals with the business? What are the goals that we are going to achieve as a family as the result of growing this business? We need to get this all out on the table and make sure that we're on the same page here, because when you do that, this is where you always fall back onto the why and the goals that we're trying to accomplish through the business, through the growth of the business, through the success of the business. Now, once I get aligned with my spouse on this, and this is something my wife and I do, we think about this, we talk about it all the time. And it's not like a transactional business conversation. It's a transformational conversation because it's about impact. It's about goals. It's about helping people. It's about pushing ourselves beyond what we think is possible so that our children can see what we're doing and we're a great example. Like I could just, like for me personally, the worst thing I could possibly do is sell my business today, retire and sit home and have my kids watch me sit home all day. That would be the worst example, because that is not what fulfilled me in life. That is not what brought me to success. So when they hear us driving impact, our goals to help other people, our goals to have our to accomplish our family goals, and the work and the sacrifices that are needed to be made to accomplish that, that is a very healthy situation for the family, because they're understanding what it takes to be successful, fulfill your potential, to stretch your rubber band and grow as a person. To go through experiences and setbacks and failures, but flip them 180 degrees and turn them into great opportunities. Because if you don't have that all dialed in and you don't have those conversations, all the sacrifices that you're going to need to make as a high performer or as a business owner will not make any sense. Because then, hey, why is dad traveling? Well, dad's traveling because dad's looking to help dad's purpose is to help other business leaders become more successful in their business so that the people that work in their business can be more successful. So that's how dad can amplify his impact. Now, if that's the first time we're saying it and we don't talk, they're like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. But, oh, yeah, right. We've been talking about this. This is what we're perpetuating in our family. And also, especially when you start a business, in the beginning especially, you as a business owner are going to work your ass off. You are going to work long hours. You think that there's holidays, you think there's weekends when you start your business? Well, there's not. You can elect to do them, but your chances of succeeding are going to be much lower. Do you think you're going to be in the less than 1%? Over $10 million by taking it easy when your business just starts? I don't think so. So they need to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it when you're working long hours, when you're working weekends, when you don't take a weekend off, when you work 40, you could work months in a row before taking a day off. It's very rare. You might not take family vacations for a couple years because you need to make those sacrifices to make sure that business gets right. Holidays, you'll be working for half a day on a holiday. You'll have dinner, you'll have like the afternoon with the family, but the morning you were sitting in your office working. So they need to know why. And when they understand why, they'll understand what you're doing and it has purpose and what the intention of it is. All right, there you go. There are the top 3 things that you need to know and work on when you start a business. Now, if you're starting a business or you already have a business and you're struggling a little bit with any of this, I got great news for you. I've got solutions for you that we work with thousands of business owners just like you, and we help them grow and scale their business. And the way you can get started with us is email me at steve@stevelags.com. Just in a subject line, put help me with my business. Give me a little explanation about who you are, what type of business, what your business revenue is, and we'll get back to you right away with the proper programs and development that is going to be specific and customized just for you. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Steve Lags Unfiltered. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, give us a review. I'll see you next week.
That's all for today's Steve Lags Unfiltered journey. Subscribe, rate, and leave a review to fuel your success journey. Also, be sure to listen to us on your favorite podcast channel or outlet. Stay tuned, stay unfiltered, and we'll catch you on the flip side.